Good morning and welcome to another program this morning. Good morning, Anambra on ABS TV. Okay, so we are starting the show this morning by bringing your way the stories that we have on our website and also the stories that we have on the national dailies. Right now, we take a short break. When we come back, this is to help you get prepared and, get yourself a cup of juice or a bowl of whatever that makes you happy so that you join us on today's edition of Good Morning Anambra. After the short break, we'll be back. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back, and our guest is already seated this morning. He is a GK avatar, a public affairs analyst. GK, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, it's the TGIF edition of the program. Good morning, Anambra, and this is the press review. We have on our website this morning, Anambra State has just won 2 prestigious awards at the National Primary Healthcare Leadership Challenge. And then Universal Health Coverage, ASHA launched Strategic Health Development Plan. Why ANSEC took up hospital bills of former Onisama President, Anambra Information Commissioner Mefo. Anambra State government worries over increasing the rate of illegal sand mining operations. Anambra State Electricity Market Regulatory Commission bill passes second reading as State House of Assembly. Hardship. Kwame market traders blame removal of fuel subsidy. And then we have Tinubu to present 2025 budget Tuesday next week. Gaza, media freedom organizations accuse Israel of massacre of journalists. And we have finally there, Syria's new prime minister pledges to protect minority rights. These are the stories we have on ABS website this morning. Okay, over to you, Ejike. We have a whole lot to talk about.
There is a whole lot. Maybe I should start with, let's start from Anambra before we
Yeah, of course.
It's a good one. Anambra State winning 2 awards.
On the National Primary Healthcare Leadership Challenge. Yes.
It shows somebody is doing his or her work correctly. And even as that award has come, such a person should also be commended, because this award is not an individual award, but the person who is at the helm, just like we always call out and say, heads should roll when a ministry or department or agency fails to do what they ought to do.
Yes.
Now we are seeing something positive, and it's commendable. So whoever is in charge of that agency should be commended. It shows that he or she is doing the right thing, and whatever the person is doing is becoming visible, not just to us in Anambra State or Southeast, but Nigeria as a whole. So it's a commendable one.
We're still talking about health. Just recently, that should be yesterday, Anambra State Health Insurance Agency also launched Strategic Health Development Plan.
ASHA is doing a great job, I must say. It's unfortunate that some persons are not on the insurance for now, but yeah. ASHA is doing a great job. I can beat my heart and I beat my chest and tell you that. And I want to use this opportunity to also urge Indian Anambra or residents of Anambra, not just Indian Anambra, to enroll on the ASHA program. They are doing a whole lot, and they deserve every commendation they are getting. They keep revolving their strategies, making sure that those who are vulnerable and are unable to access health facilities get them at a very low rate. And what more can we ask for? This is what we clamor for. This is what is obtainable in other climes, and we have it here with us. So, and the subscription rate is not even expensive. It's not expensive compared to what we have, or what is happening currently. So I want to urge first of all, I commend the managing director and CEO, and I also urge every resident of Anambra to be enrolled on that program.
All right, thank you so much for that. Quickly, just before we go over to the papers we have this morning, I don't know how you feel about the story, talking about ANSEC taking up the hospital bills of former Onasima president, Anambra or something, yeah? This is coming from the Information Commissioner, Mr. Lomefo. You know, he gave out reasons why the state government decided to take up the bill of the hospital.
Well,
yes.
I don't know the details as to why they decided to take up the bill, but I heard the bill is about 20 million naira. And I think since his predicament was caused by agents of the state, it's only natural for the state to take responsibility. And aside taking over the bill, it's one thing to take over the bill. Those who perpetrated that act should be prosecuted.
Yes, for now, the investigation is still ongoing and they have been suspended. You know, they are contractors that work with Aswama.
Yes.
So they have been suspended for now, pending on when they come up with the report of the investigation.
Yes, I hope that is done as swiftly as possible, because that man almost lost his life, and we do not know if he would be in his full shape even when he comes out of the hospital. Whatever led to that fracas, it shouldn't even happen at all. And we should be mindful of, government should be mindful of people they give out responsibilities, people they employ, people they recruit to do certain things for them. It's bringing a very bad, as far as we are concerned, nobody wants to know if they are contractors or not. What people know is that these are Aswama agents or staff of Aswama. It's unfortunate.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's quickly go over to the papers we have under review this morning. The first paper we are going to be reviewing is the Daily Independent newspaper. And then the big story in front of Daily Independent says the Senate asks Wike to stop further demolitions in FCT. Moves to probe allegation of land grabbing, order petitions. Wike blows hot, says he won't be swayed by blackmail. And then we also have Tinubu presents a 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget to NAS on Tuesday next week. We have tampering with local government funds, impeachable offense, AGF wants governors. INEC plans broader voter identity option to enhance electoral efficiency. NAFDAC alerts on harmful the King's amoxicillin capsule in circulation. Kano governor sacks chief of staff, drops SSG, reshuffles cabinet. Federal government issues Sukuk bond worth 1.1 trillion naira to finance 124 road sec. 36 governors finally endorsed state police creation to address insecurity. Wike's FCT stalls final resolution on its creation. Federal government state to create history sites to boost culture and tourism. NEC okays 0.05% salary increment for RMAFC. Okay, these are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Independent newspaper this morning. Should we start with the 36 governors finally endorsing state police creation to address insecurity?
For us in Anambra State, it's not something new, because we are almost having, we're almost having something similar to state police.
Vigilante.
Yes, the Anambra State Vigilante Service. So it's a mere upgrade, or it will be a mere upgrade for us. We are already practicing it, and I must say it has been working for us. Of course, there are some hiccups here and there, typical of every human being, but then it has been working for us, and it's only natural for other states to come and learn from us. But now that it's about to be constitutional, since that state governors have endorsed it, I think there should be professionalism now. There should be whoever will be recruited, there should be enough training for them. They should be taken seriously, and also the laws should be made in such a way that they would know that if they go or flout whatever law is laid down, they will go in for it. They shouldn't be also arrogated excess power. We have some vigilante persons who think they are gods. Imagine now that their jobs is becoming official, so to say. They might decide to go haywire, but there should be laws to tame them, so that they would know that the fact that you are now a member of the police, state police, or whatever we decide to call them when the time comes, they should also know that they have their responsibilities. You don't just go about because you are wielding arms, then you begin to take laws into your hands. Typical of what the Nigerian police does. So they should be different. They should be in every way, in every ramification. They should be different, and also there should be both a collaboration between the state police and the federal police, and also there should also be a boundary as to where each other's responsibilities start and stop, so that we don't end up seeing the Nigerian police fighting or exchanging bullets or blows with the state police, just like sometimes we see military men exchanging blows with a Nigerian police or civil defense agents. So there should be this demarcation so that everybody will understand their responsibilities.
All right, thank you so much for that submission of yours. We also have in the front page of the Daily Independent newspaper this morning, we have INEC plans broader voter identity options to enhance electoral efficiency. I saw where they said they are going to phase out the PVCs because they want to, inculcate those in diaspora when it comes to voting. And then my question is this morning, are we actually ready for this? We are not yet used to what we have now, and we are trying to upgrade to another level. It's that simple.
It's that simple, and that's a basic fact. It's not about upgrading. Let's say what we have at hand, or make it near perfect before you think of upgrading. What is the essence of carrying all the errors and baggages and then spreading it across the globe just to get other people to vote across in diaspora? You need to get hold of what you have on ground. People are complaining, even the PVC. Some persons register, they don't get the PVC. Now you are phasing out the PVC. How many billions have been spent in producing those PVCs? Now you want to phase them out and bring in something else. So these are confusions here and there. As far as I'm concerned, the chairman of INEC is not getting it right at all. He's not getting it right, and he has proven that he is not capable of handling that office. So it's not about phasing out PVC, and how well have you utilized the PVCs? How well have you utilized them? And what are the plans of now you want to incorporate? It's a good thing for you to, but make your strategies, let them look real, for God's sake. You don't just, you handle something, you don't complete it, you leave it and abandon it, and then you jump onto another one. It shouldn't be like that at all.
All right, let's see what we have in the newspaper. That's a blueprint this morning. The big story there: autonomy, loot local government treasury, go to jail. AGF tells council bosses. Ozokame cautions judges against partying with politicians. Avoid sensationalism, CJN tells media. And then we have Wike donates 50 vehicles, vows revocation over Abuja ground rents. Insecurity, okay, we've talked about that. And then Access Bank acquires 100% equity stake in South African Bidvest Bank. Tinubu to present 2025 budget before NAS on Tuesday. Reforms with beavers, PVC is no longer sole requirement for voting. Okay, we've talked about that. AGF inaugurates tax reform bills committee, harps on dialogue. Pencom asset growth hit 22 trillion naira. This is coming from the DG. And then we have Nigeria's crude oil production rises to 1.7 mpbd November. Quickly, let's see the next paper. That's the Daily Times. NEC, Kaduna Governor Ubasani pushes for state police as 36 states submit proposals. 2027, okay. NEC approves closure of flood committee, final disbursement. NIMET hosts second roundtable meeting on anticipatory action framework for Nigeria. And then won't be distracted by second term endorsement. This is coming from Ekiti governor, okay? These are what we have in both papers, the Blueprint and the Daily Times. Let's start with the Blueprint, the big story, talking about the local government autonomy. And now the AGF is telling these bosses, council bosses, that if you loot the treasure of a local government, you are going to jail.
They need not be told. Everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. The laws are there already. But when you make such, or when you give out such warnings, the people you are talking to will look up and or look back and try to find out what happened to those who have looted the treasury in the past.
Exactly.
So that should have served as a motivation. If those persons have been successfully prosecuted, and they go in for it and serve time or whatever punishment, then if you are giving out the instructions, the local government bosses will sit up. But it's as far as I'm concerned, it's more like you are just pouring water on a rock, and you are expecting it to break. No, it doesn't happen like that. There should have been, if the AGF had even given them examples and name one or two persons who have been prosecuted, then the local government bosses will know he means business. Yeah. But this is a mere warning, and they will take it for what it is. As far as I'm concerned, they won't take it serious. Okay.
So this committee that was formed by ACF to actually, talk about the tax reform bill, dialogue over it. What's your thoughts on that?
I do not think we need such committees. We are very good at forming committees in Nigeria. Is there any need for the committees? People have given the pros and cons of these tax reforms, and a certain region in Nigeria feels they are being targeted at. You understand? So Nigerians, what are the representatives saying? And also, this committee should have been even been a town hall and not even a committee. Who are those representing, speaking the minds of Nigerians? Who are those speaking the minds of those in the village? So it should have been a town hall where people will come out and express their view and say this is what they think, or this is what they want, or they don't want this. So the committee, for me, I wouldn't want to say it's a jamboree, because I know at the end of the day, money must be shared.
Of course, whatever they see, you have to pay them.
So yes, money must be shared. So it's not the proper way to go. It's not the right thing to do. No. We have representative. If you really truly want to hear or feel the pulse of the people, make it a town hall, bring it to the rural areas, let people also have their say. At the end of the day, we will now reach a conclusion as to whether we want this tax reform or not.
Okay. Even though that might be more expensive than just...
It's more, but the money would have been spent for the right things. Okay. The money would have been spent for the right things, but
the masses.
From the masses, yes, these are the persons who are affected.
Okay.
Because multiple taxation is our problem, is our bane, and then this issue of taking whatever is gotten within a state to a state where certain institutions or companies are headquartered is not proper at all. So I buy a product here in Anambra State. The Anambra State, whatever VAT is gotten is taken to one company in Lagos or in Abuja because their headquarter is there. So it's not proper at all. And this issue of the North is saying they are being targeted. They should also look into the issue as 2 days ago. certain cartons of alcoholic drinks were seized.
Yes.
And you understand, and but they don't want such products in their region.
Yeah, they
but
want
it doesn't make sense.
To them.
It doesn't make sense. Let's have this discussion once and for all.
Okay, so quickly let's go over to the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch, local government autonomy, federal government threatens contempt suit against errant governors. Okay, lawyers, state AGs aiding governors risks LPDC sanctions. Fagbemi accuses governors of treason. Imported petrol landing cost drops to 900 naira per litre. State police NEC resumes talk January. Governors submit report. Tax reform. APC governors may meet. National Assembly ACF raises panel. INEC, okay, we've talked about it. Federal government issues 1 trillion naira Sukuk bond to fund 124 road projects. Tide, IG orders nationwide deployment of corps. And Secular Road, Oyo begins fresh landowners verification. Quickly, let's see the Daily Trust newspaper. INEC seeks legal backing for IREV. Proposes use of computer-generated slip for voter accreditation. National Assembly to pass 2025 budget January as Tinubu submits proposal Tuesday. Senate bars Wike from demolition structures in FCT. Kano government reshuffles cabinet, drops SSG, COS, and 5 commissioners. Governors back state police, okay, and then we have our children pass through hell to access education. Coming from people in Abuja. Wow, Abuja community. Insecurity, Army to review operational strategies on Monday. ACF raises experts, okay, Committee on Tax Bill Reform. Quickly, EGK, which one do you want to talk about?
Well, most of the stories, well, let's look at this Wike and his actions recently.
In Abuja.
In Abuja. You recall that one of the first things he did when he assumed office was to demolish properties and revoke landed properties owned by the Okachukwu brothers. And that seems to be his major aim in Abuja. And there are videos trending online of a certain estate where he went, he sent his staff to go and demolish. And then the people came out and then stood in the way of the bulldozer that came to tear down their building. So it's becoming a norm for him, and nobody is putting him in check. It's unfortunate. Thank God for the senator representing Abuja, Kingibe, who brought up the motion on the floor of the Senate, and he has been asked to stop. But typical of the Wike, we know, he said he won't, and then nobody will blackmail him, and that he's doing what he's supposed to do. And people who built on government properties, on government land, the lands will be revoked and given back to the government. But there are allegations that he is taking these lands and allocating it to somebody else. Yeah, and there are also allegations that even the people he's allocating the lands to are people managing his hotel in Port Harcourt. You understand? So these are what we are not even done talking about the fact that he demolished a particular area in Abuja, and people are sleeping in the cold. Some persons even had to donate mosquito nets for them to sleep right there in the cold, even with children. And then nothing is being done because Wike seems to be an emperor of his own. So it's very, very unfortunate. It's very, very pathetic that we are having such. Okay, this the latest property he wanted to demolish. We understand that it was allocated in 1985. As far back as 1985, where was Wike in 1985? Who was Wike in 1985? And that property belongs to the very first person who was admitted into NDA, Mr. Colonel Paul Ogbebo. In fact, his registration number is 001. So these are persons who have laid down their lives, paid their dues. Now he's late, of course, but he has families there. So Wike one decide to wake up one day and throw his family into the streets. It doesn't work like that. And people, we've not even heard anything from the presidency as far as Wike's actions is concerned. It should be, this is coming, Wike, somebody who swore on national television that he will never be a minister. He's not interested in being a minister. Now see what he's doing. And these are persons we take serious. And he sees himself as a leader. He's a ruler.
And the funny thing is that he's saying that he will not be swayed by blackmail.
That's what he's saying, and and as far as that is the fact. It will take extra measures to stop him. It's not just about saying. Even funnily enough, there was a senator from Kogi West who even said he shouldn't be stopped. That investigation should go on. So you shouldn't be stopped. Investigate. By the time, probably by the time you have finished investigating, more persons would have been thrown, more houses would have been demolished. And so what becomes of them?
Those places that the houses are being demolished, what is the plan? What is Wike's plan or the federal government plan to use those lands for? What are they using it for?
It's not about using it. It's about recovering federal government land, according to Wike. It's about recovering the lands, according to. It's not as if they want to build anything for now.
That he's allocating it to another people, like individuals, not federal government again.
That's another aspect to it, because Wike is a lord of his own, so he can do whatever he wants to do.
Well, I feel if the federal government, the executive arm of the government, sees that he's not doing the right thing, he can be stopped. Now the Senate has given instruction that he should be stopped, but he's saying that he's not going to stop anytime soon because he sees it as a blackmail. But if the executive arm of government sees that what Wike is doing is not the right thing, they should stop him.
The question is, who will speak up? Who will call him to order?
I mean, the president can call him to order.
As far as I'm concerned, the only person that can call Wike to order now is the president himself. Wike will not listen to any other person. The only person that can call Wike, and it's sad, you know, we have indigenes of Abuja. Abuja is not a no man's. You have people who are from Abuja, and you are taking their ancestral properties from them.
Okay.
It's unfortunate.
Well, let's quickly move over to the next paper. We have the Guardian newspaper this morning, and the big story in front of Guardian is talking about men. We are losing more men because of prostate cancer. More men losing prostate cancer fight to hefty cost and late detection. That's the big story there, and it's on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. At least 49 cases of prostate cancer recorded daily. Wow. Deaths will increase to almost 700,000 over the same period, mainly among men in low and middle income countries. Drugs and daily care cost average of 570,000 naira per patient. Wow, we have a whole lot here. And then of the cases, 31 die every 24 hours. This is serious. In 2022, 18,019 cases were recorded in the country, and about 11,443 of them died. Prostate cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in men, mostly aged 50 years and above. Okay, Seplat finalizes $800 million acquisition of Mobil Unlimited from ExxonMobil. And local airlines roll out higher airfares for festive peak period. Federal government issues Sukuk bonds worth 1.1 trillion naira to finance 124 red projects. Federal government issues ultimatum to developers on Lagos shoreline. Stop demolition pending investigation, Senate tells Wike. FCT delays as governors OK state police. Okay, we've talked about it. Senate 2027 INEC plans shift to digital accreditation in new electoral reforms. Okay, let's quickly move to the next paper. That's the Vanguard. 2026 World Cup qualification, a mountain too high for Super Eagles? That's the question. And then the riders there, my worst of fears remain players' attitude. Udeze. Standard for inviting players now lowered. Onazi. Coaches shouldn't neglect home-based players. Nwosu. NFF encourages indiscipline in Eagles camp. Enyama. Toro Akomi wants Iguavon to continue. Okay? And then Okwama leaders and more stakeholders condemn death in army detention. We are yet to get confirmation from Army Delta government. And we can still see up there pension assets to exceed 22 trillion naira by end of 2024. Defections, Labour Party heads to court. Ondo workers protest, lock out leaders over unpaid minimum wage. PVC, okay, we've seen that. And finally, the last paper we have is the Nation newspaper. Government tampering with council funds, impeachable offense. AGF warns on consequences of circumventing Supreme Court's judgment on autonomy. Nnamdi Kanu likely for release soon. Benjamin Kalu raises hope. Aliyah to hold town hall meeting on tax reform bills. Labour Party heads for court after losing 50 rep to APC in 1 week. And then governors embrace state police. Okay, we've talked about most of the thing in the front pages of this papers. So should we talk about?
There are 3 stories from each of them. First is it will be an injustice if I don't talk about the prostate cancer issue.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, and that report also failed to mention that prostate cancer is rife amongst black men. Okay. Yes, it's a leading cause of death amongst black men. And then not much is being done. I can bet that most people, most men, most Africans, most Nigerians don't even know what prostate cancer is. So the awareness is not there. So the ministries of health and other agencies should take up the mantle and make sure that people understand what prostate is and how it comes about and what can be done to prevent it. Mm-hmm. There are several things one can do. I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't want to begin to mention some of them that I know. But government at all levels, churches should raise their awareness. Even if you are not giving or providing solution, let people know that this thing is here with us. Yes. And it happens to people between this age and that's 50 years, from 50 years and above. And people should also, it's also advised that once you get to 50, always go for check. Mm-hmm. Because you don't know when it hits you. And there are symptoms to look out for. So we need the awareness. We need the awareness so that people will know. And so much is being done for women. There's cervical cancer awareness, the vaccine, and all of that.
This has been played down for a very long time now.
Of course. In every ramification, I dare say, the men and the boys have seems to have been forgotten. It's always about the women and children, but it's beginning to hit hard on men. So enough should be done, starting with awareness. Let us know the symptoms of this prostate cancer, so that when the time comes, then we will know what to do. And so as we be able to, you just said treatment is around 500 and something thousand naira.
Yes.
How much does one earn in a month? In a month, you understand? You find it difficult to feed yourself, and you are not adding something as deadly as treatment of
you see, that's the reason why we are preaching that everyone, especially if you're in Anambra State, should go and register and get enrolled in ASHA, Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, because it's going to help you. All these things we are talking about, had it been that once in a while somebody can just go into the hospital and have a overhaul, check-up all through what is happening.
It's not our culture.
We'll be talking about this.
It's not our culture.
But if you have an insurance like ASHA, like this, you can just comfortably walk into the clinic, into your hospital, and demand that they run a thorough test for you. And then from there, they can find out if something or detect if something is actually springing up in your system.
Yeah, it's not our culture to
I
go for until we.
But we really need to, because the numbers I'm seeing here is alarming.
It's alarming. It's scary. So we really need to. We really need to. On the pages of Vanguard newspaper, I talked about World Cup.
I know you want to talk about it.
I'm not sure. It's a difficult task for Nigeria to qualify, because we made a mess of the qualification series. We didn't take it serious at all. And I think it's most who said home-based players. I think right now we need home-based players, those who will put their heart and into the game, to see that we qualify. As far as I'm concerned, these are the persons who will get us the results. These boys from Europe, they know that the chances are slim, so they wouldn't want to put in their all. But if we are able to get home-based players who would want to prove a point, then they will go in and play their hearts out and see what results they will be able to get at the end of the day. So I hope if we are able to qualify, fine and good. If not, it's not the first time we are losing out on a World Cup qualification. But it also talks say more or a lot more about those who are the helm of affairs, especially in the NFF. It's not about going about seeking for sponsorship. We hear money disappear from thousands of dollars disappearing from closets in the glass house. It's about doing the right thing. This is the only thing, as we speak today, the only thing that unites Nigeria is in sports, football especially. So it shouldn't be politicized. Do the right thing, and let's see what comes of it.
All right. Well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to you, Ejike, for joining us for press review. I know you still have more to say, but we'll keep it for another day because our time is up, and we still have another segment. Good morning, Anambra, this morning. So thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Do enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Okay, that's it. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. We take a short break, but we'll be right back. Stay with us.